대진은 마음에 드세요?
아니요, 너무 싫어요. 진짜 명호 형만 만나기 싫었는데.
대진이요? 욕해도 돼요? 2번 연속 이런 대진은 좀 아니지 않나. 저는 근데 관객분들이 있어야 게임이 잘 돼가지고 노간주 하고 나서부터 생각이 안 나. 그 팬분들이 봐주셔야지 스스로 더 잘 되고 그런 느낌? 제가 한번 이런 말을 한 적이 있었거든요. 그 팬분들이 오셔야 약간 직관이 풀려야 내가 좀 더 잘해진다 라는 생각을 갖고 있었는데 확실히 그 팬분들이 오시니까 긴장돼서 못한 것 같아요 오늘은.
야식스 마셔도 돼.
아니 너 아프리카 소속이잖아.
아, 유니폼 입을 뻔했지.
한번 해야지 그럼. 아 저는 아프리카 소속이 아니에요. 꽂혔다면 쏟아부 뱀픽이요? 다 제 손바닥에 있는 것 같아요. 네.
이진이 형한테 두들겨 맞고 코드로 왔는데 기분이 어떠신지.
세팅 좀 하러 갈게요. 근데 그때 키보드한테 화풀이를 다 해가지고 지금 마음에 가지고 있는 건 없습니다. 16강 올라가면 제가 뽑을 수 있는 기회가 오면 제가 뽑으려고.
뽑는 이유는?
좀 이겨내고 싶어가지고.
들어갔는데 안 보여. 오, 이게 녀석 뭐야? 와! 들었어요. 연땅. 보이가 생산이 어렵습니다. 취재.
김도호도 오늘 조기 전역했다고 하네요.
아, 괴물 들어온다.
토스들의 복귀에 대해서 어떤 생각이세요?
근데 이게 거기서 토스의 사기성이 나오는 거예요. 지금 토스들만 복귀하잖아요, 지금.
영봉이 형, 상준님 해가지고 또 성일이 형도 있고.
아, 좀 궁금하긴 해요. 공격이 좋아서 얼마나 잘할지.
배구지 유행만 돼도 토스는 뭐 하는 게 없기 때문에.
저거는 기본인가?
저그는
300은 돼야죠. 최소 300은 최소.
저그는 복귀하면 안 돼요.
동영이 어떻게?
동경은 이번 예선 보세요.
동영이 형 토스였으면
보이지도 않잖아요.
사람들은 재능러가 너무 많아서 징징은 안 될게. 워낙 다들 잘해서. 저거가 사귄 것 같아. 병렬이가 사귄 것 같아. 병렬이가 사귄. 다른 쪽은
너무 힘들어요.
저거 선수들이 연습을 요즘 안 한다는 얘기를 다 해?
연습을 하기가 싫어요, 그냥. 그러니까 레드에 죄다 토스거든요, 그 복귀해가지고.
그만 진짜 토스밖에 없어. 토스 저장했으면은 1등이었어 이번이었어. 진짜로.
진짜로. 지금 2등으로 올라와서 명호 형 만났는데 토스로 올라왔으면 1등으로 올라갔어.
몇 살까지 딱 저거 해볼 생각이야?
올해 맞아. 올해 안에 밸런스 패치 없다. 바로 토스.
올해 가장 불행한 대진의 사나이로 꼽히는 거 어떻게 생각하시죠?
저는 GSL 저를 사랑하는 줄 알고 있었는데 여태까지 약간 좀 저 혼자만의 착각이었다라는 생각이 좀 지배됐고, 첫 시즌 때 박명호 만나고 이제 지금 이제 두 번째 시즌 때 성욱이 형 만나고, 만약 다음 시즌까지 이러면은 저는 진짜 난동을 부리든 게임을 못 이기니까 약간 다른 수로 이겨야 되지 않을까. 제가 해적이고
네.
성욱이 형이 그 말하면 봐도 이제 해적이 약간 이제 정의로 나오고, 전 정의는 승리한다고 생각하기 때문에.
진짜 이 헤어스타일을 어떻게 하게 된 건지.
많은 사람들이 이제 저희 머리에 대해서 뭐라고 하는 건 잘 알고 있어요. 근데 제가 개인 방송을 할 때도 이제 팬분들이 이제 계속 오시는데 제가 알아서 하겠습니다.
차라리 아싸리 길면 괜찮을 것 같아요.
알겠습니다. 그러면 다음 시즌은 더 길게 한번.
멋진 헤어스타일 기대할게요.
알겠습니다.
지금 유성욱 선수가 30% 계약된데 지각적인데
이게 승자예요. 자신감 있는 사람이 실격해야 되는 거 아닙니까? 선수로서의 그게.
안녕하세요. 왔네요 바로.
안녕하세요.
머니 사기 포전의 틀을 또 바꿔주는 겁니다. 이런 플레이도 가능하다라는 걸 취재! 필드 아티스트 원희삭 차례 천적 수정선을 잡아내면서 코드스에 진출합니다. 엉머리에 적다 새로운 세상을 찾아서
Round of 16. Trap. Special. PartinG. Solar. 2021 GSL Season 2. Code S. Africa TV. Up Studio live.
I like this music.
Oh yeah.
That music starts playing
2021
right when the pylon
GSL
works in at the
Season
ramp and blocks the drone out.
Dude, that was crazy. That needs to be fixed.
Oh, you mean so that all the ramps can be blocked with one pylon? I agree, Artosis.
Yeah. Stuff like that is so utterly broken. That's why destructible plates are there.
Yeah, that is correct.
There was this strategy that was happening literally at the end of the beta, the beginning of the actual release of StarCraft 2, where you'd put 2 bunkers at the bottom of the ramp. It was completely unbeatable.
Yeah.
It was the most broken thing in the game, and like Terran would just do it against Zerg. It's actually, Maro did it to me in Germany for the first IM event. I actually played in it, and he did that to me, and I think that might have been the last tournament that didn't have destructible plates at the bottom of the ramp, because it was like, you just look at it, you're like, oh, this is unbeatable. But yeah, that was unbeatable for Solar. That's like actually really unfortunate. Like PartinG, like he would be a good lawyer, you know? He just finds this one little clause.
The loophole and be like, here you go.
Yeah. Get you right out of jail, or put you right into jail, whatever it is he's doing.
All right, guys, PvP time, PartinG vs. Trap. Let's see if this one is as crazy as the last one. The winner goes on to the round of 8 in the GSL. Only 2 spots left.
PartinG.
PartinG, I like the hair. Kind of a Benjamin Franklin look going there.
Yeah.
I could see him,
Africa Freaks. Trap.
you know, in a lightning storm with a kite and a key on it, cannon rush to Zerg on a ramp.
Oh, absolutely.
1 pylon block. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's how you make lasers back in those days, you know? This could be a very good PvP, really.
I almost don't know what to expect. I mean, both these guys are so good at this matchup specifically. Excuse me. Yeah, both these guys are so good at this matchup specifically. And PvP in StarCraft 2 has so many branches within the matchup. There's so many different ways to open, and then all those different openers vary with how they interact with each other, that this should be a lot of fun.
Looks like Trap has taken a reasonable winning record in the last 5 years against PartinG, but I wouldn't let that really influence what we're going to be seeing here. Yeah, I think like everyone would probably agree that Trap is the best Protoss in the world right now, including PartinG, but
yeah,
PartinG's type of micro and killer instinct and cheesiness is quite good for PvP, so.
Of course, this is a group you want to get out of as quickly as possible. Everybody is very good, and that includes PartinG as well. I mean, I know he just cheesed out Solar, but you can't really recycle those builds back into the game.
No.
Game 2 maybe a little bit more, but Game 1, no. That's done. And I'm not saying PartinG is incapable of playing a solid game. It's just, you know, you want to take the wins and then move on.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Trap, if we had to pick a favorite here, I'd probably say he is the guy to watch for.
Look how cute that is. He trapped the probe.
Yeah,
Trapped
one body block there with the probe.
Yeah, he threw that little thing down so you couldn't drill out, and now the probe gets to die. Whereas his probe gets away. What's up?
Yeah, and so Trap has his probe out on the map, whereas PartinG does not, which does matter in PvP. You really are trying to fish for a lot of information early on.
Yeah.
A couple switches in units you make or tech that you get can drastically change the trajectory of a game. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see if Trap can use this to his advantage. But right now, I'm liking this game for him.
Yeah, but looking at what PartinG's doing, when you see 3 sentries this early on, that's basically unlimited scouting.
Right.
And PartinG's too good to scout something and not know how to hold on. So this game looks to me like it is easily going to go to 3 bases, and it is like, look, a Forge gets thrown down immediately by PartinG because he's getting a good scout off, and I guarantee you we're going to see a Forge in like 2 seconds here from Trap. There it is. Like, I mean, just the amount of sentries and then the Forges tell this entire story. So likely get into 3rd bases relatively quickly, and maybe we can start to see a little bit of deviation, like if someone wants to go Immortals as opposed to just going more charge lots. It is a little bit of a choice nowadays.
Yeah, this should be a long, drawn-out game. You're right, Artosis, especially with the Forges coming down and everything else. And I dig it. You know, PartinG really doing a pretty big shift here in play style from the previous best of 3. Going to go into a macro PvP. Now, there's a couple different unit comps we can see. We've seen some people sort of avoid the Robotech and try to tech past that. And we've seen some people that like to sit on it and really build up a lot, going into Immortals and then sometimes Disruptors.
Yeah. It's been a lot more trendy lately to just kind of go for a lot of charge lots, a lot of gateways and whatnot. We'll see who chooses what.
It seems like you want to try to go for that and expand behind it ahead of them.
Yeah.
And then kind of camp outside of their side of the map and wait for an attack that can benefit you.
Now, PartinG throws down his 3rd Nexus. We don't see that for Trap as of yet. The Robo comes down after the 3rd Nexus, but we see Trap actually with a couple gates, which kind of takes up the minerals that his Nexus would have been.
So now I wonder, is PartinG actually that safe for this? Because obviously one player's expanding and the other's not, and he scouts it right now. You know, usually that means that the player that's not expanding spent money making gateways. No, never mind. Trap going to match this expansion instead of trying to go for a push.
Yeah, and he threw that down right after seeing PartinG's as well. So he's actually like, a lot of the things he's doing, like the Forge and the 3rd Nexus, feel in some ways to be responses.
I agree.
Yeah, but the thing is, the game is extremely close. The sentries are just making that occur, right? Like the amount of hallucination scouts that we see going across the map. Charge now, on the way here for PartinG. It's up a couple probes, has that 3rd Nexus finishing. We do have an Immortal for Trap. And there's
an Immortal there
for
PartinG too.
Okay.
So right now, I mean, the production tabs seem like you're constantly mirroring each other's behavior. In a race that is still neck and neck right now in development, we don't really have kind of that fork in the decision tree on either side that's going to tell us that we have one guy going for one thing while the other player is going for something pretty different. Right now, this appears to be basically a very passive powering macro game, and all this kind of we all got to this point because of the way that PartinG opened up and then the way that Trap responded to that by basically not taking any risks and instead just trying to gobble up more resources and position on the map. And I think we're going to have a little bit more of that before things start to get really interesting.
It's kind of hilarious watching when you both have 3 sentries, right? At this level,
oh,
like
yeah.
no one's gonna screw it up and like not figure out what's going on.
Well, I mean, there's no point in trying to hide a base. There's no point in trying to do something sneaky with tech. So in a way, both sides are being kept extremely honest here.
Yeah. It's kind of like overlords flying over each other's bases, except
they're free
on steroids.
Yeah. They're faster, they're free, and
they're never ending.
Yeah. And you can continue to attack while doing it, and it's not an issue at all.
Bunch of gates on both sides getting that +2 attack upgrade. Prism coming out for PartinG. Ton of gates going to be finishing up here for Trap momentarily. 63 probes to 60. I mean, it is completely neck and neck right now. It's funny to watch them move their army back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, you want to keep busy, you kind of want to have it moving and stuff, but truly this is
probably one of the least eventful PvPs we've casted so far in a while.
Which,
it's fine, by the way.
The thing is, they're playing it correctly.
Yes.
Which is actually why it's so uneventful. If you had weaker players, one of them would have been like, okay, now I'm going to attack. It's like, you both see exactly what each other are doing and are doing the same build order. So there's not actually a window for that, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There should not be, unless one of you is way better than the other. All right.
Okay, we've got Trap on the move now. Keep in mind that Trap does have an extra base. I think PartinG's going to move into 12 o'clock, but it seems like Trap might be a few paces ahead in this race right now.
Look at their armies. Look at the unit tab, right?
Yeah,
it is as close as you can even get.
Yeah.
Like, we see 3 more Stalkers for PartinG right now, but like everything's just as their warping rounds come, right? Like, we're just seeing these tiny, tiny changes. But you're right, the fourth base a little bit quicker for
By the way, if you're a student of Protoss, this is definitely something you should take note of, is this is the formula. For a passive macro game, this is the unit comp you want at this point in time. Like with the 2 Immortals, with the 4 Archons.
Well, the whole time they're kind of playing in such a way, like this is so mapped out, but they're playing in such a way while they're scouting each other that they have something that could attack if their opponent did anything wrong, but can defend if their opponent does anything aggressive.
It does seem like Trap has got a little bit more of the initiative on the map.
Yeah.
And that can end up being a major factor as we move forward here in this game.
He's actually somehow gotten like 10 more supply, so that's pretty big.
And he's just going to attack right in here. Now, the Archons are extremely well positioned here for PartinG, but it does seem like if the Zealots can actually slip through, this could be a ton of damage. And honestly, it just seems like PartinG barely does not have enough.
Yeah.
And almost like a Dragon Ball Z-esque fight, the two beams hitting each other, but one overpowers the other. Trap, I think, although it was never really apparent in this game, was a little bit quicker on the macro, a little bit more on top of his multitasking.
He also threw hallucinated Archons into there, which is kind of nice for tanking, but yeah, that was impressive.
Had a little bit more and kind of overpowered him.
Yeah.
And this is, you know, honestly, we have so many different games in GSL, but this really illustrates when someone's macro is simply superior.
Yeah.
They're both playing this almost single-player-esque style of powering up and upgrading and making gateways and having the right number of probes and everything. But in a race that really is kind of you pitted against yourself, especially when you're not really engaging each other, Trap just had more and basically has a tempo advantage. PartinG did not lose any expansions, but he has certainly lost a foothold on any way that he can move around the map, and that's going to really be underlined when we see Trap take the 5th base.
Yeah, yeah. It definitely, Trap did outplay him so far here. He also kept his 3 sentries alive, so he definitely can still get some of that scouting done.
He's also kept 2 of the 3, well, I'm sorry, he has 3 Immortals is what I'm trying to say. PartinG has 1.
Yeah.
And so the Immortals are one of these units that absolutely indicate who's ahead. And seeing that there's 3 to 1 is pretty huge. Now the Disruptors are here. Disruptor shots are going to be very important coming into this game because that could entirely turn the game on its head. War Prism is going to get away.
Yeah, nice try blinking over to get rid of it, but doesn't quite do it. Now here comes
Here
Trap to that 4th base. He has Disruptors
shots coming out. And his Disruptor shots do fire first. The Disruptor's lagging behind right now here for PartinG. He needs to send these through immediately. He has not fired them yet, and they both go down.
Oh, just not controlling quite well enough here, unfortunately. It does take a bit of damage there, but is now chasing Trap back. I don't think he can do too much here, punish-wise.
Damn!
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
Trap is just doing the dance a little bit better over here in the middle of the map. And I think Trap's counterpunch could come in here in a second. He's got Zealots, Archons, everything else to try to hit this 12 o'clock spot. And I don't know if he can actually hold this. Oh my God! Well, it kills a Disruptor anyways.
Yeah, it's good enough. Targets down the other ones, which is kind of nice. All right, so throws out his own. He's going to start picking a lot of this off. So PartinG not dead, actually. Gets slightly ahead as far as army supply goes after that engagement. That's kind of surprising. Dark Shrine's on the way for both sides. PartinG already with DT Blink on the way, which can be very, very strong in the late game of PvP. And suddenly, Tasteless, like it felt, I would agree with you, it really felt like Trap was outdoing PartinG for a bit. But now we have PartinG sitting here on +3 attack. He's got more army supply, and when we're getting into this funny composition where it's Blink, Stalker, Disruptor, you have to look at the game a little bit differently.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think a lot of this changed the moment we saw the attack fumbled up at 12 o'clock. Hey, great snipe there here for Trap, taking out 2 Disruptors, denying 2 potential future opportunities to have a devastating amount of damage there on the rest of the army. PartinG moves down over here to the southern position and wants to pounce on the Nexus. I think the number of Disruptors here for Trap should keep him safe. Got to be careful when you do all the blinking at once. Oh my God! Oh, he's fine.
Well, he snaps the Disruptor, but yeah, at least the Stalkers got out of the way as quickly as they could.
He should be able to blink on top of this. He has the first blink here. More Disruptors are going to come up. He has to blink away. The Archon can be sniped, but it's not dead yet.
Ooh, just gets it out of there. A couple DTs entering the fray right now. And
oh,
he does
there's no
have DT
cannon.
Blink. Ooh, that's
oh,
really nice.
I didn't even notice.
That's super nice.
Oh, this is bad. Okay, so Trap reacting pretty quickly here. He could try to use a Disruptor to hit that. That's never easy, though.
No.
Against DTs.
Yeah, I guess if we... Okay, there is his observer, so he can deal with that. But nice little usage of those DTs. 6 being warped in from Trap himself.
Oh, he's got to be careful.
Ooh.
Staying out of that range. Only a few disruptors up here, and their shots unable to connect. Here come those disruptor shots now here from Trap across the map. The Zealots coming through here to disrupt the mining are shut down immediately by the Dark Templars. This has been an extremely neck-and-neck game. It looks like PartinG's 3 o'clock base does not, in fact, have anything mining at it yet. It's more of a position he controls and less of a place he's milking resources from. Did we get DT Blink?
Yes, both sides.
Okay.
It's a lot of DTs for Trap right now. But I tell you what, the DTs are kind of funny, right? Like, if you blink them on the disruptors, you can actually kill them so quickly, it's insane.
Basically one-shotting the disruptors. Now the Stalkers are going to come in here for a counterattack.
Pretty nice hits there from PartinG. Backs up now.
Oh,
His own DTs going in on top of the cannons.
Oh, I think the Zealots are just barely going to win that. And a blink on top over here with the DTs coming forward.
Oh my
PartinG
God.
suddenly getting sandwiched in this position as the disruptors come forward.
Oh, these disruptors are amazing, as well as that sandwich made between the 2 blink units.
Oh, he got the cannon, so he's going to have to evacuate his probes from that spot over there. And, you know, Trap is pushing him away, but look at the supply difference. It was 128 a second ago. It's spiked back up to 144, but big picture here is that PartinG does have a bigger army.
Trap coming down, wants to save this Nexus, and will end up doing so.
Yeah, we need to get a pylon back over here. Oh, he gets away. The DT that got away. Nope, he gets killed off.
Turn back to fight for more. Got a little bit arrogant there. Look at this, 4 observers.
Okay, he's going to just push into this area over here. PartinG is growing into the top left, but the counterattack over here, I think there should be a recall ready, but let's see.
Warping a few units here. The observer's going to allow him to see those DTs very easily. His own DTs doing the counterattack. Blink on top of the probes. PartinG is getting huge damage done. And Trap has to walk home.
PartinG actually might have gotten to the point where Trap can't recover because this base is going to go down. He got away with the majority of his army. He kept that base at the center right, the 3 o'clock base, alive. And it seems like if Trap makes 1 or 2 more missteps, the game is going to be over.
What a wonderful game this has been.
Well, you know what? It goes to show you what happens if you do have a passive open and how exciting the later part of the game can actually be.
You actually get so much stuff going on. Oh my God. Oh, just fair. Oh my God. Kills everything with 1 shot here. Now, PartinG, are you going to be able to actually knock this back? He's going to lose his robos, that is incredibly painful. PartinG right now does have 11 blink DTs. Look, he's targeting down. Oh my God, he gets in on top of the disruptors, but they hit some huge shots here. DT's going forward. It gets rid of all the observers, I believe. Yeah, all of Trap's observers are gone.
Yeah, well, this is going to buy him some time. And that was an insane connection.
Dirtiest shot.
Yeah.
Oh my God, and there's no DTs left.
It literally hit every DT. Now, workers, let's take a look at that. 77 to 49. That's a pronounced difference here.
Yeah, it is.
So, you know, Trap, although he's hanging on, you got to look below the surface here and realize that production is going to continue to rise here for PartinG. He has so many gates and, you know, he's got robos and everything else here. He basically, after every fight settles, can produce more unless either Trap gets more probes or does something else to get ahead. Like kills off his opponent's probes. But this attack over here into the main, this could be insane.
Yeah,
he could end up shutting out the infrastructure.
Look, he has an observer here as well, so DTs are not going to be the way to defend it.
Now, there's a couple pylons that are basically powering everything. So he's got, I like the disruptor at the ramp too. It's really smart.
Yeah, it's so hard to actually come up here and engage. Oh man, he's got to get rid of the observers if he's going to win this, right? Oh, that was just so crazy. All right, does have enough damage, so gets rid of Trap's army here. Trap's still behind after all that. Seemed like a very good attack, though. PartinG spreading his probes out to these bases.
I don't know how many minerals are left in the center left, but I do know this third base should be mining out pretty quickly here. Again, a pretty devastating blow to the infrastructure of PartinG, but PartinG has so much of the map, so many locations that Trap needs to eliminate, and he does have the bigger army overall.
It's on the space elevator right now. A lot of cannons, batteries coming down. A couple robos being made again here for PartinG as he realizes he probably needs disruptor tech once again. What a wild game this has been. The cost efficiency has actually been pretty close to even.
Yeah, well, I gotta say, Trap is blowing me away by how well he's playing this, considering, but I think this game just ended.
Yeah,
I was in the middle of praising him, and then all of his stuff died. GG, okay. PartinG.
Oh my god.
Sugar Bear City.
I know. Okay, that was a really cool game, and I think it really showcased the types of players they are because they were completely mirrored for an extremely long amount of time, and during that more mechanical, more methodical, more standard time, Trap actually did get ahead. He got up 10 supply, even with 2 of his 4 nexuses were slower, and those were earlier ones, so yeah, his forge was a little bit slower, but he still got ahead. Now, as soon as the game took a turn into chaos from the kind of pre-planned, like this is how you play, that's where PartinG started to make up ground very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Tactically, he was very sound. He was running all over the place, and you know, chaos is really where he thrives. So, able to take Trap down in that game. What an awesome PvP.
Yeah, I like the way that you summed that up as well. Like, yeah, Trap did look like kind of the cleaner, more proper player that was able to develop and macro up, but the decision-making and the control there from PartinG in the end is really what actually managed to put him in such an astounding position. And I've always thought of StarCraft as like there's 2 points in the game, right? You start out with your build, you're following these patterns, eventually there's some kind of a conflict. Sometimes it happens right at the start, like you get cannon rushed. Other times it's when like your timing push is coming out. And from that moment onward, then the game is more chaotic, right? You've had the armies fight or somebody interrupted somebody else's development. And then you're in a very different game. And I think Trap showed when it comes to just following every sequence in the build and really being on top of every split second, you know, making sure that you get this building out, that you have an expansion ready, that the upgrade, as that finishes, the next one comes out. He's very good at that. But PartinG, extremely good in a chaotic game. Yeah. And that's what won him that.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, it is pure chaos at that point, right? Once you're through the kind of big macroed out armies, when it's a lot of blink Ts and DTs and disruptor
blink
shots.
Ts, man.
Blink Ts, blink Tastelesses.
That's right, man. Imagine Tastelesses with blink.
People wonder what DT stands for. Dark Tasteless.
Dark Tasteless. I like that. I would certainly use my restroom break on the commercial a little bit more if we had a blink for casters.
Do you remember when we were casting Heroes of the Dorm?
I'll tell the story. Hold on. Don't do it yet. So we are going to go to Oxide here for game number 2, and it should be a good one. Let's continue on with the winner's match in the GSL.
PartinG. Africa Freaks. Trap.
So, a long time ago, was this 5 years ago or 6 years ago?
Something like that. Yeah, 5 maybe.
We casted Heroes of the Storm for an event called Heroes of the Dorm, which was a collegiate league finals, national finals, where the winners would get their college tuitions paid for by Blizzard. And so we were there because we've been casting for a long time, just doing other games, and we were familiar with Heroes of the Storm as well. And we had these long rehearsals, super long, where you and I were mostly just joking around during it. But go on, you tell.
I thought you were going to tell.
All right, I'll tell. No, but at some point,
you remind me of my kids, where it's like I'm trying to tell someone, they're like, no, Dad, I'll do it. Yeah. And then like they can't quite tell the story, and they're like, okay, Daddy, you go ahead.
I'm just filling it in with like meaningless details, but We had the
Tasteless renamed all of the heroes into
Yes.
Tasteless IDs, and it was very funny. And that reminded me of it. Dark Tasteless.
there was Zarataste.
Zarataste.
There was Tasteless C.
That was the best one. There's just something very fun. What was that tasteless dance that we used to do at events? Where everyone would squat and say tasteless, like everyone take turns squatting and saying tasteless.
Nick Plot, that one.
Oh, Nick Plot, yeah,
Nick
that's
Plot,
what we said. Yeah,
that was.
oh God.
I don't know if that joke's gonna make sense.
No, it won't. It won't translate.
This
But
was,
just know that wherever we are, the jokes all turn into tasteless, thinking everything is about him.
We had the time we worked in France, and we were calling me Taston, like Gaston. All right, this is an insane game.
Yeah.
Enough about us. On to this completely bananas opening.
Yeah.
This is a Stargate right outside the front door.
Okay, this was actually, as shield batteries came out, one of the earlier builds that we were seeing. Now, this Zealot is slowing it down like a little bit here. Notice the Stalker come out going after the probe. Definitely the right choice right there.
Yeah, gets the probe. Another probe is going to have to be sent. I believe one's already inbound. There it is. Oh, he cannot afford to lose.
Dude, this is crazy right now. So what he wants to do is a big Void Ray shield battery push against this kind of greedy, fast expansion type of build.
Keep in mind that all the tech is right here in the front. The cybernetics core, if that's killed off, is a hard reset on the Protoss's development. So there's a lot at stake here before you even start to have to worry about the Nexus staying alive.
Yeah, and right now he's just going for Mass Gateway Stalker, which maybe that ends up working. Maybe not. Like the new probe is coming back. Yeah, he's just gonna get healed up. Like he's trying to whittle down. Like he needs to put as much damage as he possibly can right now because he needs those shield batteries going low if he's gonna break through here. Looks like we actually get a supply block for Trap. Oh my God, he was microing so hard he's supply block Tasteless.
Yeah, and that might be fatal in the big picture. You really can't afford to lose a beat here. And so all the Trap can do now is try to get enough batteries to sandbag the progress of the attack. The Zealot's microed back and healed up here with the battery. And the second Void Ray comes out, and if the third one can come out any quicker, that may be a death sentence here. Again, the bottleneck that's been created at the ramp is also punishing whenever Trap tries to retreat.
All right, another Stalker on the way right now. Trap, he has a lot of damage output, but look at this. The Void Ray is starting to really get their damage down. Has to pull back into range of the other shield battery. Oh, this one shield battery being targeted down is amazingly done. He does get that picked off. Oh.
He needs a little bit more damage. Oh, he needs to heal it up again. It's so low. But is this an overextension here by Trap?
Oh
Maybe.
my God. Is PartinG just going to do it?
Sugar Bear.
Third Void Ray here. I think he's going to do it, Tasteless. Trap does not have that much left. He's warping in a few more Stalkers, but 3 Void Rays is a lot of damage very quickly. His shield batteries are getting very, very low, though.
Oh my God, the pylon.
Yeah, that would be a big kill. Oh man. Okay, that unpowers 3 shield batteries and a gateway.
It's going to get worse. GG, PartinG takes it.
Okay, PartinG.
Sugar Bears rejoice.
Into the round of 8. Craziness.
Madness.
He said to me it was 60% that he moves on tonight. Should have said 100%.
He's Shug Bear. Like Shug Knight, Shug Bear. He's done it, Artosis. I mean, Trap, that's just a rough loss. And talk about 2 very different games. We went all the way into a super late game, epic PvP macro game. And then PartinG mixed it up, went straight into an aggro Void Ray build, obliterating the tech at the entrance, punishing what is supposed to keep a fast expanding Protoss safe. And now he moves on to the round of 8, leaving only 1 spot left with our 3 players left in the round of 16.
Dude, craziness to think Trap might not make it out of this group here tonight.
That is wild. We're going to go now to an interview that the Sugar Bears want to see. Let's go.
Wow, what a performance. PartinG defeats Trap, and he moves on in first place. Congratulations. Thank you. Wow, sincere congratulations, PartinG. This is your round of 8 after 1 year. How do you feel?
1년이나 됐나요?
I didn't know it's been an year already.
했네요, 제가.
You know, I've been playing really bad in the past.
생각하고. 그래서 제가 좀 무시받았던 거를 알고 있기 때문에
So, you know, until now, you know, players look down on me.
이번 시즌 하루에 50게임, 60게임 정도 맨날 하거든요.
So this season, I've always
그래서
played like 50, 60
진짜
games a day.
이제 군대 가기 전에 팬분들이랑 약속한 거 GSL.
And you know, I promised my fans that I'll lift up the GSL trophy before I go to the military. So I really want to win this season. So I've been playing like 50, 60 games a day.
네, 연습의 결과다.
Wow, this
원희석
is
선수는
your
이렇게
practice
전용
bearing fruit.
음악도 생기고 굉장히 부러울 따름이에요. 음악 마음에 드세요?
Do you like the music today, PartinG?
대진도 안 좋게 이렇게 계속 올라왔는데
You know, the bracket hasn't been good.
역시 저를 좀 사랑해 주시긴
But it feels like GSL does love me.
화석이기 때문에
I love the music.
안에서 선수.
And I'm like a fossil in GSL. You know, I've been here for so long.
감사합니다.
오늘 경기가 운영부터 또 빌드까지 완벽했습니다.
And today, your
1세트는
builds, your
운영으로,
macro, your micro,
기본기로
everything has been
조성 선수를
fantastic.
이겼고 2세트는 빌드로 이겼어요.
In the second
오늘
build, you were
판단이
able to
좀 신경
defeat
쓰신
Trap
건지.
with the build. So what was the background behind the strategy?
많이 안 하고 왔어요.
You know, I haven't been practicing too much PvP. To be honest, I only played 2.
하자. 왜냐면 성욱이 형.
So you know, my mindset was to just go against him in terms of basics, just fundamentals.
사실 오늘 주 메인은 그 강민 선수랑
You know,
이제 2위
my main strategy was to defeat Solar in the PvZ, and that turned out to be good.
강민수 선수와의 경기였다.
So let's talk about the Solar match.
입구를 막고 이후에
You were able to cannon rush the opponent twice,
기가 막힌
2 times
경기였는데요.
consecutively.
그게 저희가 하기엔 좀 난이도가
And you were able to also one pylon
pylon
Solar.
다 믿는 건가요?
So what was the background behind the cannon rush today?
그 강자포 러시 하시는 분들은 아실 텐데.
Well, I'm sure the cannon rush users know,
각각 상황마다 진짜 개념이 많아요.
but every situation is different on how to cannon rush.
사람만 할 수 있는.
This cannon rush build can only be achieved by smart people, super smart people.
그래서 요새 좀 저그들이 선을 좀 많이 넘어가지고.
So recently, you know, Zergs have been playing too aggressively, so I felt like I needed to punish them.
잊혀져가지고 그런지 너무 오늘 쉽게 이긴 것 같네요.
And today was an easy win for me.
하나로 그렇게 입구를 탁 막아버리는 건 어떻게?
How did you come up with the idea of one pylon blocking the Zerg?
저는 화석.
I said before, I'm a fossil of StarCraft 2. I know everything about this game.
기본 소양이었어요. 그냥 입구에 그 파일럿 러시 되는지 안 되는지 그냥 그.
You know, I needed to experiment on every map on how I can pylon block.
이게 그리고 맵 메이커 분한테 너무 감사드리고.
And I'm also very thankful to the map maker for GSL Oblivion.
네, 정말 번뜩이는
I'm really thankful to him.
또 좋은 빌드까지.
Well, brilliant game for you today, PartinG.
보여주셨는데요. 자, 이렇게 1년 만에 8강.
Well, this is your round of 8 after 1 year.
C조의 2위 선수 박한솔 선수.
And you'll be playing against Zaun, the second place of Group C. And Zaun has been showing great momentum these days. So you know him well. So how do you view Zaun these days?
한솔이가 저는 예전부터 한솔이가 이렇게 잘해지기 전부터 한솔이한테.
Well, even before Zaun was this good, I always told him.
제가 뭐 대단한 선수는 아니지만.
I'm not a great player at all, but
안 되는데.
there are a few pro players I admit, but Zaun is one of the players I really admit, and he's a good player. So I always told him to practice harder, and then you'll be a great player. And then, you know, I was right. He's a great player now. And your disruptor micro was fantastic today. So if you go head-to-head against Zaun, it will be very interesting to watch, PartinG. So anything you want to say before you go?
일단 또 팬분들이 또 무시를 했더라고요.
Well, first of all,
못 올라간다고.
the fans thought I wouldn't be able to advance. I'm so angry. I'm so infuriated.
해외 팬분들 항상 제 채널 와서 파팅 너 무조건
The
올라갈
foreign
거야.
fans always come to my stream and they flame me that I'm not going to be advanced. But you know, I'm really happy to have advanced today. And I'm going to stream today, and I'm going to say thanks to my Sugar Bears. And also thanks to my sponsors HUL and Corsair. Once again, PartinG, congratulations on the round of 8. Thank you.
Hell yeah. PartinG moving on, looking stronger than ever, and again, in a very PartinG-esque victory,
yes,
right?
Yes, 3 of his games very, very cheesy, and then 1 big macro game.
Yeah, again, showing that even though he's known for doing really aggressive, really cheesy builds, it doesn't mean he's not capable of playing endgame.
Yeah, it was cool to see him give some respect to Zaun as well.
Yeah,
showing that he really is the real deal coming up right now. Should be a great PvP match in that round of 8.
Can't wait. We are going to go to our break now. When we come back, the losers match. Don't go away.